Welcome back to my wedding series. In this video, I'm going to be going over exactly how to make centerpieces for less than $5 from the dollar store. So for all of you who don't know, I'm Scarlett and I work with women to help you guys understand money and investing, budgeting problems. It's like sitting down with your good friend over a cup of coffee. But nevertheless, I want to jump into exactly how I was able to have $5 centerpieces and how I've seen it replicated in all different ways across my friends and my family weddings. So throughout this video, I'm going to be showing you different photos from my own wedding. Now, if you have not already, please be sure to go check out the other videos of this wedding budgeting series before watching this one. The reason being, you will get a better understanding as to budget allocations, how much things actually cost, how to save money, and then most importantly, the video that shows you how I was able to have a totally legitimate wedding, amazing wedding for under $5,000. Know that it is totally possible, but be sure to go check out the videos in that playlist before watching this one so you have a better understanding. So let's dive in. The first thing, as you'll see on my wedding centerpieces, were votives or lanterns. I had a winter wedding. So again, if you watched that video about my $5,000 wedding, you'll know it was a winter wedding, and that was a tip already of how to save money. So let's first look at the Dollar Tree. I use the Dollar Tree all the time for decorations. Yes, it is cheaper quality, but for photos and honestly for your wedding, people won't know. So I highly suggest you first check out the area that has all their glassware and their jars, vases, and votives. I don't personally have all the supplies right now from my wedding because it was definitely over a year and a half ago now. And that was because I sold it all and made a big profit off of all of my stuff too. Now, under the glassware section at the Dollar Tree, there's all sorts of beautiful vases and votives. I chose a rectangular votive. That's just what I wanted because I specifically had Christmas wreaths. Now, I had two different versions of my centerpieces. I had one with the wreath and with the votive and another one with a lantern. I do have a lantern here to show you. So this is an example of one of the lanterns that I had on a centerpiece. So what's nice is that it's glass. I was able to put a candle right into it and it was perfect size for what I wanted. In addition, I used different wreaths. Now this one is not exactly the one I used. Like I said, I went and sold all the ones I used, but it was this size. And what was really nice is that having a center, I was able to put something like this lantern inside, and it made it, really cute. And with the lights on, it was really beautiful, especially for photos. Now I want to dive into the pricing, of course. So you really want to know how to get the great deals and how to get all the different pieces, because I totally understand you may not be having a winter wedding. And so you may already be thinking, well, okay, this is not a good option for me, but hear me out. I was able to replicate this different idea for both a summer and a spring wedding. It is totally changeable and adaptable. You just have to get a little creative. To begin, let's break it down. The votive itself was $1. Now everything at the Dollar Tree is $1. So what's really awesome is that you can go in there and really pick and choose different sizes and figure out what will fit best with your centerpiece. Next, I got all the little mini candles. So I got these candles from Amazon. So I think I got a pack of 72 of them and it was about $30. And what's nice, they are battery operated, and I've had these for over a year and a half and I use this fairly often and it still works. A lot of times it has, as you can see potentially here, it does a little flickering, and so it's beautiful for photos, and it's just really nice because it's not a flammable concern either. A lot of venues you have to watch out, you can't use candles, actual candles. So this was really nice. All in all, it was about 50 cents per candle. You can get even better deals if you find them off of Facebook Marketplace, and there are a lot of different Facebook groups where brides resell their things. So be on the lookout, but if anything, don't buy them from just Target or whatnot. You can get much better deals from Amazon or from other resell groups. Okay, now one big thing that you need to keep in mind are the vase fillers. So to make it look like your table has a lot of fun filling and a beautiful centerpiece, you're likely going to need to fill those vases. So with my votives, I went onto Amazon and I went to the Dollar Tree and found a whole bunch of different items to put inside the vases. At the Dollar Tree, I was able to find these little mini pine cones. Now, mind you, this was during the Christmas season, so you can't just go during the summer and find these things at the Dollar Tree. For For my sister's wedding, we were able to find these little fake crystals, and so we filled all the vases with those too. So you just need to get a little bit of creative in regard to how you want to fill your vases. So usually the vase fillers come in pretty large packs of things, and you can just take handfuls and put it inside. I always recommend getting some bigger pieces with some smaller pieces so that you have a little bit of a mix. I had different acorns, I had pine cones, and I had little mini fake cranberries since it was the winter season. So be sure to kind of mix it up and not just have one thing for every table. You probably should consider one or two different options. Now, going back to my lantern, I was able to put about half the lanterns on the tables, and then the other tables I put the little votives. So with the lanterns, I lucked out. It is hard to find lanterns that are inexpensive. I was able to find those lanterns at about $2 a pop. It was $1.99, which was a steal, especially because I got them for half price at Hobby Lobby. So this was about 2 years ago. Now the thing with this is you have to do your research. Lanterns are expensive. If you just go to TJ Maxx, Target, you might be looking to maybe $20, $30 a pop. If you want a $5 centerpiece for your wedding, you have to get creative. Now going on to the wreath, I had the wreaths on the tables, and so the wreaths I also really lucked out at Hobby Lobby. So I was able to get these wreaths for $2 a piece as well. And remember, Hobby Lobby has all of their 40 and 50% off times almost all the time. So keep in mind with seasonality, if you know you have a winter wedding, go right at the beginning of the winter season. You'll be able to get everything that you want. Don't think you're gonna be getting it just a few weeks before your wedding. You need to prepare. And then lastly, I had pine cones, big, large scented pine cones that were on my tables. And it was a really beautiful addition. They smelled, they were scented of cinnamon. With this, I also was able to get quite a steal. I kept my eyes open everywhere to find pine cones. It's actually surprisingly difficult to find pine cones. But I went to my local grocery stores, a local Kroger store, and they had pine cones that were large bags. It was about this big for a bag for $5. And I went, and again, I took as many as I could. So per table, it ended up being approximately $5 for my centerpieces per table, which again, no matter what, wherever you go, is a deal of a deal. Going forward from this, I really encourage you to check out my next video, which is going to dive into how I was able to get so many different decorative pieces for my wedding at such a cheap price. Go check out that video right now.